We hope you found something nice about this hill. Something. I just said something.
Something nice.
We'll help you find something nice.
Whoa.
Welcome to My Hill to Die On, episode 95.
Everyone has things they are passionate about.
Things we want our friends to try and experience.
So we've convinced each other to try different things.
And we talk about these experiences to see if we can get just one more person
to join us on our Hill to Die On. So Ryan, this year with Yamazaki,
you were able to get plates?
I was able to get plates already. Now, the whole thing doesn't end for another, 10, 11 days or something. But we had garnered plenty of points this year. And I think part of it is because my daughters are liking the smaller Yamazaki breads that come with like half a point or a point and a half each. So we've been garnering a whole bunch more points than we normally get. And I think you had given me a set of points too, a little bit of points.
Just a few. 5
at the most, something like that.
Yeah, at the most 5.
So already we had enough for 3 plates. There was, again, a little bit of point inflation. I think you had to get more points for a plate this year. I don't think the points on the breads went up as they've had in previous years. Because even now, a loaf of bread is 2.5 points. That's gone up over time. Anyway, inflation, gets everywhere. So this year we had enough. We had to get 30 points per plate. We garnered our 30 points. I turned in 3 pieces of paper with 30 points each on them. So I was watching this. I was like, is she going to sit there counting? No, she doesn't sit there counting. That would be simple and stupid. So she sits there with her phone, takes a picture with an app, and then it counts the points for her.
Oh. Okay.
And then it tells her, this is how many points are on this piece of paper. There we go. Look at AI working for us yet again. I think there's a few reasons why this works well.
It's a mindless task?
Yes. It's reading the numbers. But the other thing I noticed is that I'm pretty sure for verification reasons, each of the style of point things has actually a pattern on it that you can see. Like the 2.5 point ones have a white border. The 0.5 have no border at all. 1.5 points has something different, like a dotted border or something like that. Like they're all slightly different in their border. And I was like, verification, validation here we got going on, so that you can't just be printing your own 2.5 point stickers.
In theory, now that you know the pattern, you probably could.
Well, I guess you could, yes. I'm sure somebody's stealing plates from Yamazaki for some reason that I could not fathom.
I mean, why?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, since we got 3 plates already, we still had more points that are coming in. So I grabbed another piece of paper yesterday and started filling up that paper. But my wife's like, why? We don't need more plates. We got plenty of plates. Not another dish is not what we need. So, oh well. We've got our 3 plates this time. They were not especially wonderful plates. They were smaller plates this year.
So that's where the real inflation is.
Yeah, exactly. That is true. So I'm not sure how useful these plates are. So I think my wife is correct. Actually, I don't think we need another of this style plate. I think that's probably correct. If they were bigger or a bowl or something different than we normally get, then maybe, but probably not this time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, thinking about inflation, I was just thinking this morning as I was dropping off the Kit Kats at your desk. When we started doing these recordings back in 2019?
Yeah, I guess it was before COVID, yeah.
Yeah, I want to say it was probably about 2019. So when we started recording, I remember that when we bought a bag of Kit Kats, it would normally be somewhere between 12 and 13 Kit Kats.
Yeah, that's right. It is true. Mm-hmm.
And now it is usually 9 or 10.
Mm-hmm. Maybe 11 on a good day.
On a good day, yes, you might get an 11.
Maybe if you're getting regular flavor.
Yeah. But a lot of the special flavors, it is 9 or 10. That's why the bag that is sitting in front of you had 9 Kit Kats in there.
Mm-hmm. Right, so you can't divide it evenly anymore.
Nope.
And the price has gone up too, I noticed. I think you used to be able to get it for 150, maybe 200 yen?
Yeah, and I think
now it's 250 or 300 now, right?
Yep.
Something like that.
So the price has gone up, the amount you get is going down. Inflation.
Well, I can give you some good news, Ryan.
Okay, what's the good news?
I have healed from my muscle pulls.
How long till the next one?
Well, I hope for a long time. I hope a long time. Yeah, I got to take care not to do that again, because I am much slower than I used to be. I am not liking that at all. I feel it now. It hurts. I get more sore after runs. Now, to be fair, it's been 2 weeks only since I started running again now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it will take a little bit more time than that for me. I mean, I do tell new cross-country runners coming into the sport, I say, hey, give it 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, your body will have gotten used to the distance and everything. And sure, it's not going to be pain-free, but you will feel faster after 2 weeks. I think it's going to take a little longer for an older man like me. But I'm already seeing some benefit. I'm already seeing that I've gotten a bit faster. I did one of my runs that I track. Like I have a bunch of stats on my 6x1K run, and I track that over time. And I thought, man, this is going to be a bad one. I pulled up paces from like 2 years ago that were much slower, and I was like, okay, let's see if I can even keep this pace. Luckily, I was ahead of that the whole time, so that's good. And I wasn't too far off of where I wanted to be, so not too bad. But today, during my really long run, I was like, man, this is painful just to keep a 6 minute per kilometer pace. I was like, oof. I want to be faster than this, but oh well.
Yeah, I mean, you'll get there.
Right. And I'm hoping in the next month or so, maybe by the next time we're recording, I'll be about where, if not where I was, then at least a lot closer. I'm not sure I'm going to be where I was in a month, but at least I'll be a lot closer.
So Nate, I know this is going to really surprise you, but I played a new game.
A new game?
A new game.
You had no more games to play on your shelf, so you went out and got another one.
Because this is a game that is a sequel of another game that I really enjoyed.
Okay.
And I've been waiting for this game to come to PlayStation for a while because it came out on Switch about a year ago. And could I have played it on the Switch? Yes. But given the type of game, I wanted it to be on a controller that I felt comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the Switch controllers are just a little too small for this game, at least for me.
The normal ones are, yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm.
So the game is called Hades 2.
Okay.
A while back, I did talk about Hades at some point. I saw it listed on the site. Well, let's jump back. Hades 1, you are playing as Zagreus, the son of the Greek god Hades, and your whole job is to escape from the underworld. And that's the entire game, is escaping from the underworld.
Okay, yes. So it's like any kind of escape-ish type game, I guess. Well, that throws it into a bucket, but anyway.
Kinda. It is a action roguelike, so a lot of dashing around an arena, fighting enemies, those sort of things. So you're basically fighting your way out of the underworld in the first game. And for spoilers on the first game, you're originally doing that because you're trying to find your mom. You're trying to find Persephone,
okay,
who had left the underworld for reasons. And so the entire plot is essentially to reconnect with your mother and eventually repair a lot of family relationships. So, Hades 2 picks up, and you are playing as Zagreus' sister. And what basically has happened in the interim between the two games is that Kronos, the Titan who is the father of Hades and Zeus and all of these things, has come back. If you know your Greek mythology, when the Fates told him that he was not going to be the ruler, but the gods were going to be the ruler, and that one of his children was going to supplant him, he proceeded to eat all his children. Mm-hmm. Eventually, his wife was upset with this enough that she fed him a rock rather than Zeus, who then freed the rest of his siblings and fought against Kronos. Long story short, Kronos has come back, and because he is Kronos, he is, in this game, the Titan of Time. And so you are essentially fighting against him and trying to free your family who have all been captured. So you are, in this game, fighting into the underworld to try to fight against Kronos and free your family. And after a few runs of this, you also get a message from Hermes that at the same time, there is a attack going on Olympus. So he also requests that you go and defend the rest of the gods on Olympus, while you're also trying to free your family from the underworld.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a really satisfying game. The art style is really fun. It's just a really addictively fun game. And I have played a lot of it in the past week. Essentially, you are fighting to free your family. You're trying to free them from the clutches of the Titan of Time.
And this one gets them out.
Maybe. I haven't gotten to the end of the game yet.
Okay.
Who knows? They might pull something really odd on me, but so far I have not gotten to the end of the game. mostly because I have a little bit of spoilers for this game, and it has just come out on PlayStation. So if you don't want spoilers, skip ahead. But when you first beat Kronos, he is time, and he is a immortal being. So once you beat him, he will eventually regenerate. And so the end goal that is talked about a lot is, okay, we need to find a way to end him permanently rather than just end him for now.
Mm-hmm.
So I have not found out how they are going to do that yet. I have beaten him a couple of times, and they have alluded to things, but I have not found out all of the things yet. But so far, I am really enjoying it. They brought back a lot of fan favorite characters and introduced even new ones. And yeah, but some of the really fun things are things like you are journeying through and you meet up with famous Greek mythology characters. Like you find Echo and Narcissus. And yes, he is staring into a pool of water.
As long as he doesn't fall in.
Well, no, he's staring into it because he is looking at his reflection.
Yeah. Yep. He's seeing what he likes to see.
Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much the main gist of the game. I am, like I said, really enjoying it. And probably once we finish recording here, I'm just going to go back and play some more.
Sounds good. I mean, that is what these weekends are for. All right, let's do Lemonade.
Lemonade, yes. So you got a Sakura lemonade, right?
Yep, 'tis the Sakura season.
'Tis the Sakura season. So I am wondering, it is a pink lemonade, but what's special about it being Sakura?
Yeah, I wonder that too. The Sakura flavors that have come out have been very disparate, right? Like if you have Sakura ice cream or Sakura cake or Sakura latte or whatever.
Yeah, a lot of times I find that people lean into the strawberry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not cherry often. It's usually something else. So kind of curious as to what this one's going to taste like.
Yeah, I mean, given that it is the cherry blossom tree, you would think, oh yeah, they'll probably go cherry.
Right.
But cherry lemonade might be interesting if it is that. But I withhold my judgment.
Right. I am curious because some Sakura flavor, some of the made-up flavors have been better than others.
Yeah. Understatement there.
So let's see how this one is.
All right. It is a lovely pink color.
It is a lovely pink color. Let's see what it smells like at least. It smells more like lemonade.
Yeah, it smells like lemonade.
Not really getting any Sakura smell. How many percent fruit juice is this?
1.
All right, 1%. All right, let's see.
Tastes like cherry, actually.
Yeah, I think so. Cherry lemonade.
Cherry lemonade. I was expecting them to go the strawberry route.
Yeah, I think so too. But I think I like this better though.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not bad.
I think it fits better with the lemon. It's like a more sour cherry, which is not a bad flavor.
No. I mean, I really like strawberries. So that's why I'm like, when you said it fits better, I'm not quite sold that it's better. But it's definitely good. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking, I think it might go as high as an 8.
Yeah. I think I'm only at a 7.
Okay.
It's good, but it's not quite wowing me. So, yeah, I think it's a 7.
Actually, I think I would like cherry better than strawberry in general. So I think that's probably why it probably registers as an 8 more for me. Because I like the cherry flavor. It's a favorite of mine. So yeah, I think for me, this is a good one.
Yep. Like I said, it's not bad. I think it doesn't resonate with me as much as it does with you. But I think it's good. It's a 7. I would drink this again.
Good. All right, let's try this other concoction that you found.
Yes, I found banana Kit Kats.
Yeah, that sounds funny to me. I mean, it's definitely getting harder to find Kit Kats we haven't tried.
Yes. I mean, unless we went to like a proper Kit Kat store.
Yeah.
Because there are specialty stores that are designed around selling weird Kit Kat flavors.
Right. But, we've tried to get the ones that we can find within the stores we go to.
Mm-hmm.
So it's getting a bit harder, but I'm glad they're coming out with something new every once in a while. But banana Kit Kat, going to be something else.
Yeah, I mean, it is a banana color.
Yes. Yellow colored bar. I do like how they use the banana in the na symbol, or
Yes.
that is kind of fun. The
Yes.
katakana na is a banana.
As it should be.
Good job.
Great graphic design. It smells like a banana.
Let's give it a go. I mean, with the smell, just before biting it, I was a bit worried it was going to go very ultra sweet, and it's sweet. It's definitely walking the line of maybe being almost very ultra sweet. The aftertaste is much sweeter than the initial taste.
But it is very banana.
Oh, yeah.
It is definitely a banana flavor.
And I think I would say, the ultra sweetness, it's maybe walking the line. It's almost crossed the line into, wait a minute, the sweetness is making it too fake. But again, I think it's walking the line. I think the earlier bites feel like banana, and the aftertaste with the sweetness kicking in later makes it feel like it's too sweet and it's not banana anymore. But right when you eat it, it tastes very good.
I think you're right. I think it is that aftertaste that is a bit too sweet. I mean, to be fair, after I had some of the lemonade, I immediately went to drink more coffee. And so pairing the ultra sweetness with my coffee was actually perfect.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think it's pretty good. I mean, I just think it's so close to the line.
Yeah.
I think I'm still going to give it a 7.
Mm-hmm. I think that that's about where it stands. I can't see giving it any more than that. It's good, but it's no raspberry or blueberry.
Or the peach ones. I like those ones.
The salted caramel one.
Yeah, you've liked a lot more Kit Kats than I have, it looks like.
Yeah, well, that's because your thing is generally, if they go too far into the ultra sweetness, that's what throws you off. Whereas I have a bit of a sweet tooth. Mm-hmm. And so I usually have to hold myself back from overeating sweet things.
I don't think... Wow. Way back in Kit Kat White was the only time, in episode 52, was the time I actually voted one higher score than you.
No, there's other ones.
Yeah, there's other ones, but 52 was the earliest, or the latest.
Yeah, because, I mean, before that, there was...
Mint. I would agree with mint. Yeah, I like mint a lot, so...
I like mint. I just don't think I liked it as much as you did.
Yeah, I think I like that a lot. So, yeah, it's not too often. The drinks, on the other hand, I think probably I vote for drinks more often. Yeah, well...
That's because you keep bringing the dregs of the convenience stores.
Yep, Calpis Ginger Ale. I mean, come on.
As I said, dregs. So, Nate, things are changing for me.
Things are changing. For me too, Ryan, but mostly for you.
Yeah, well, I unfortunately am abandoning you.
That is true. You are leaving the office.
I am. So the big news for me is for the past several years, I have been a divided person.
Yes, we get the bad part. No, just kidding.
You get the leftovers.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Basically, half my job has been as a teacher, and half my job has been as a programmer. And trying to balance the two of them has been increasingly difficult over the past couple of years. So, this year, it seems that I am going to be making a transition away from being that divided person, and I am going to just transition into being full teacher rather than half teacher, half programmer.
Yep.
Yeah, I will say that while I am sad to leave the office, I am looking forward to it. I think that it will be for the best. Especially because I think that there are a number of times where I feel like because I have been divided between those two things, I often don't get to give either of them the attention that it properly deserves. So I feel like because I am being half teacher, my programming is oftentimes not as considered as it could be.
Mm-hmm. You're torn.
And I'm constantly torn. And in the same way, because I was half programmer, my students never get their grades back in a reasonable time.
Mm-hmm.
So, in theory, this will solve that issue. I will be transitioning next year into being a full teacher, and strangely enough, teaching some courses that I was not expecting to teach.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, at least one course that I was not expecting to teach.
Yeah.
But I am looking forward to it.
It's giving you the opportunity to do what you want, so it's worth it.
Exactly. It is giving me the opportunity to be that full teacher so that I can give my full attention to, teaching.
So this means you're going to have all of your papers done in time next year, right? All your grading turned in, because you're going to have all of this time to be teaching.
Well, I mean, I do have 6 preps next year.
You can do it, Ryan. You can do it.
Anyway, but yeah, so I am becoming a full teacher. And speaking of teachers, it's an interesting thing because we're going to be talking a lot about teachers today.
Yep. Who read this book first? Did I read this book first, or did you read this book first?
I think I read it first, based on a recommendation from one of our colleagues. And then I mentioned that to you, and shortly thereafter you were reading it. When our colleague came up to me and said, Ryan, Andy Weir definitely redeemed himself with this new book.
Right.
I immediately went and picked it up. And the reason why I was waiting for that is because I was not impressed with Artemis.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay. It wasn't as good as the rest of his work, though.
I think it was okay, right? I mean, I was actually recounting this to Scott yesterday. We were talking over chat.
Mm-hmm.
And I was saying to him that it was action. The characters weren't terrible, but it was too, not predictable, but too convenient.
Yeah, there were a lot of very convenient, this happened, and it just so happens that the main character is the perfect person for this situation.
Right. Her exact strength, which we talked about 2 chapters before, is the exact need of this particular situation. The exact need. Like 1 in a million need. Like, okay.
That being said, it does come across occasionally in both The Martian and Project Hail Mary, which is the book that we're going to be talking about today.
But I think it's a lot better set up.
It is so much better set up, and I think the other side of it is, in both those occasions, those people who were on these missions were chosen for their set of skills.
Right.
They weren't in a situation in which something comes up and they need somebody, and that person just happens to be there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And this is our little not my hill to die on in the mix of our episode.
Yes, that I think is the big thing for me is with Artemis, it was she is in a society where there are lots of people, and it just so happens that she is the person.
Yeah, the only one. Mm-hmm.
In this certain circumstance is the one who's able to do it. And she wasn't here because she was chosen. She wasn't in the situation because she had that set of skills. She was in that situation and then happened to also have those set of skills. Whereas I feel like the other two are, there's a situation and they chose the person who has the set of skills that needs it.
So yes, that was our big problem with it. I say again, the action was fun. The story wasn't too bad. You kind of like the characters. There are some reasons to hate them that are put into the book. So you're not completely in love with them, but they're pretty good. Yeah, if you go in and you're expecting amazing, don't expect amaze. But
it wasn't garbage.
No.
It wasn't one of those books where you walk away and go, ugh, why did I even read that?
Yep, so setting the stage, we were a little bit nervous about Project Hail Mary.
Mm-hmm. But the way that it was pitched to me was this. What The Martian does for biology, Project Hail Mary does for physics.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And this was told to me by our school's physics teacher.
So this book has a teacher as a main character.
Yes, which, I do appreciate.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Because I represent that remark of being a teacher.
Yep. And you're wondering, when are we sending you to space? A lot of us are wondering that too, Ryan.
Yes, you are so eager to get me out of this planet.
Right, exactly. When are we sending you to...
When are you sending me on a one-way mission into the outer reaches of outer space. Uh-huh.
Yeah, these are the questions I wake up with every morning.
I'm going to tell you right now, strangely enough, I don't think they need
the gamer Bible teacher? Sorry.
The social studies, Bible, and philosophy kind of teacher. They don't need that in space.
Representing humanity? Come on.
I mean, representing humanity, maybe, but not to solve any of the problems. Where it's like, hey, you need to... I believe the official phrase that is used in the book is science the hell out of this.
Yes, exactly. You didn't write a disregarded paper while you were in college?
I wrote a paper when I was in college. Several papers.
I wrote many disregarded papers in college, but not peer-reviewed. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I mean, again, I think my favorite paper I wrote in college was The Philosophy of St. Thomas Aquinas and his idea of what being and existence are and what that means for sin and evil.
But nobody was coming at you with pitchforks because you proposed something completely heretical.
Oh, no, absolutely not. I was basically saying, that according to his philosophy, God is good and God is existence, and therefore evil and sin are a distortion of existence rather than a thing in themselves. Because if you say they're a thing and God created all things, then yeah. Anyway, we're going down a rabbit hole. The long and the short is you couldn't say sin and evil were things, because if you said they were things and God created all things, then you are saying that God created something that is evil.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
So therefore, you are saying basically that sin and evil aren't things in themselves, but are distortions of the things.
Yes. Yeah.
So again, one of my favorite papers that I wrote because it was a really interesting topic.
Mm-hmm. Got
very heavily into Aquinas and Aristotle and a French philosopher named Gilson.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I digress.
Yep. So he was a teacher.
He was a teacher. He actually, I would say, is a teacher.
He still is, yes. And so we decided we would pick two teachers. Because I'm even stripping out the word favorite there. Just we're going to pick two teachers. I'm not sure these were my favorite, but they were good. They were good teachers. They deserve some recognition.
So you're going to pick me?
I wasn't going to pick you.
Oh, blast.
I don't think you've ever... Well, no, I can't say it that way. You've never taught me in a formal setting. Let me say it that way.
Yes, you're right. I have not taught you in a formal setting.
I'm sure I have learned things from you, but not in a formal setting.
Probably all the wrong things.
I have learned a lot about gaming.
Hey, you've learned about other things than besides gaming.
That's true, too.
But nothing that's, valuable.
Right. Or formal.
All right. So, Nate, do you want to go first or me?
Yeah, should I pick first? I always go first. Do you want to go first this time?
I'm okay keeping it consistent.
Okay.
Let's be consistent.
Okay. All right. Well, then, Ryan, I'm going to pick my teacher from high school.
You only had one?
No, but I had many, and many were good. Oh, actually, I was going back and forth. Because, again, I have a bunch of good teachers in high school. In fact, some of my favorite teachers, I don't remember their names, which bothers me a lot.
I'm going to say that for the teachers I'm going to talk about, I'm going to give initials because I am going to pretend that I'm protecting their privacy.
Well, it has been 30 years, so the forgetfulness, I hope, is understandable.
I expect in 30 years, everyone will remember Mr. Smith.
Yeah, right. I'm going to pick my physics teacher. He was let's say Mr. A, I guess. And he was the vice principal of the school, too. As one of the sound guys for the school, as one of the people who worked in the AV booth, I dealt with him frequently for that responsibility. And he gave me a lot of leeway there. A lot of responsibility, a lot of freedom to do the things that I said I needed to do. Whether I needed to do them or not is another question, but I said I needed to do them, and he gave me freedom to do that. I worked with him frequently on that kind of stuff, and he just gave me a lot of leeway. And I appreciated that. One of the things that I remember of him was in the school, a church started meeting in our auditorium. In the summer between sophomore and junior year, a church signed up to meet in the auditorium. And during that summer, they did a whole bunch of reform work to the auditorium. So they took out all the seats, put in a whole new sound system, a whole bunch of lights. They did all kinds of work. And before school started, they got my vice principal and me and two other sound guys, I think, two other high school sound guys, and I think the principal came too. I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, they came in to teach us how to do it, how to operate the systems and how to do everything. And like the principal and the vice principal all had notebooks. And then all of us teenagers didn't have any notes at all. And the guy was teaching through things and he's like, aren't you going to take notes? And I'm like, no, I'm going to do this constantly. I don't think I'm going to need notes, right? Like, aren't I doing this daily out at school? Like, why do I need to take notes? You're going to teach me now and then I'm just going to keep doing it from now on. Like, I don't know. I thought that was funny. I was like, no, I am soaking this in. Let me tell you, this is going straight into long-term memory. Like, no, this is not, I don't need notes because I'm going to be doing this frequently. Yes, to some extent that's true. I'm sure I probably should have taken notes, but I was super excited to use the system that they were letting us use. Of course, I'm sure they thought of it as we're letting you use this, you high school teenage punks. I enjoyed using it. I mean, it was an expensive system, I got to tell you. It was nice.
Sorry, I was not expecting that, and I had just taken a drink of coffee. Ugh.
I mean, I'm sure we were. I'm sure that's how we appeared to them. But I was very pleased, let me tell you. I was very pleased. So, yep, it was fun. I definitely had fun playing with that system through the rest of my time at my high school. And my vice principal just gave me tons of leeway to do things. So I appreciated that. He also, I think, we talked about the time I got electrocuted on the stage, I think, right?
Yep.
I think he was the one that my mother was dealing with in the high school. She's like, you are not letting him touch anything more until you get everything tested. I think he was the one that like, okay, we're going to have to satisfy Mrs. Rudd. So I think he was the one that had to do all of that. So he took some of that backlash too a little bit, but he did it. He did. He tested everything, had the electrician come down and tested everything to make sure everything else was safe. So that was good. It was all safe after that. That's for sure.
Good.
But yep, I liked Mr. A.
I'm going to tell you about Mr. D.
Okay. I'm glad we're going in alphabetical order. Oh, I'm going to ruin it. Okay, sorry, never mind.
How are you going to ruin it?
I have a C next.
Oh, C, and I have an F next.
Ah. It's okay. Keep going.
So I'm alphabetical with me.
I'm alphabetical within mine too, but oh well.
All right. So Mr. D was my high school social studies teacher.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And honestly, if I were to say that there is a teacher whose teaching style I emulate, it's probably close to him.
Mm-hmm.
He was a very friendly, inviting person who made you feel excited and welcome, made you feel excited about the material merely by him being there. It's one of those things where in certain fields you acknowledge, are the kids going to remember all the dates that I have them remember for the tests?
Mm-hmm.
No, especially not 20 years from now. But will they remember the experiences they had? Will they have grown and thought through, like, what does it mean for people to choose and act the way that they do? Yes. So it's that kind of teaching style where he acknowledges the fact that, like, yes, for the test, you need to know these dates, but I'm also going to be focusing on the whys. Why do people do these things? Because this was social studies, this was world history. So we look at the things that people chose to do and human nature and how it ended up getting there.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, he was also a very welcoming person, a little off the wall. So I hope I'm not emulating that part too much. But he would use everything he could think of to get ideas stuck into our heads. So, for example, when we had a unit where we were studying Japanese history and things in Japan, he actually pulled up an episode of The Simpsons at the time where they all visited Japan and actually paused at various points, and he would point out the references they're making that they use as throwaway jokes and just describes it in detail. Because especially back at that point, I can't speak for now, but especially at that point, the jokes in The Simpsons were actually well thought through and well constructed. Yes, they were often dumb jokes, but they were usually dumb jokes based in reality. So he would show us stuff like that. But one of the things that I do remember is I got in trouble in his class one time. One time. And it was because in this class, I was reading a book.
Mm-hmm.
So at this time, one of the newer books in the Bean series of Ender's Shadow came out.
Mm-hmm.
And it had just come out. And I could not put that book down. And so in the middle of his class, I was basically reading the novel underneath my desk.
As high school students do. Mm-hmm. Or try, anyway.
So he walks over to me, reaches under the desk, grabs the book from my hands, lifts it up, puts it on top of the desk, and says, "Ryan, yep. Can you pay attention to both things? Yeah. Then I'm not going to say anything about it, Ryan. Keep reading."
Wow.
He knew that I was one of the better students in the class,
mm-hmm.
and B, that I could pay attention to both things. But also, I think he was just thrilled that people were still reading.
Okay. At least you weren't using your phone. Of course, did you have a phone back then, Ryan?
I had a phone.
A cell phone?
It was a flip phone.
Yeah, it had buttons.
It had buttons.
It had Snake.
It had Snake, yes.
Tetris.
I don't think it had Tetris. It wasn't that high tech. I think it just had Snake. I think it was a Nokia phone, like one of those Nokia brick phones.
Yep.
Maybe at that point it would have been a Sprint phone. Anyway, so that was one of the things that I do remember is the one time I did get in trouble in his class. It was not really getting in trouble. It was more of, "Hey, Ryan, I see you're doing this. Don't try to hide that you're doing this. I am acknowledging this." And did I ever do that again in his class? No. But he knew that that was going to be a one-off thing, and it wasn't going to be a repeated thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so just the fact of everything he did brought so much excitement, joy, and happiness about being in that class that it made me want to continue to be in that class, which made me want to learn.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Him not stopping you from reading actually made you more interested in the material.
Yes, because since then, and since I had that like teacher-student relationship with him,
mm-hmm.
his actions made me want to continue to learn from him. I was drawn into his class more by his choosing to do that rather than to basically dress me down.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
All right, my second one I'm going to pick. There's plenty of professors in college that were meaningful to me, but I'm going to pick probably Dr. C. He was one of the primary computer science teachers at the school. So I'm sure I took him for a number of classes. I don't remember all of them by name, but I know he taught me a bunch of times. One of the times that I can specifically remember was, I think this was the operating systems class we took. We were learning Unix, and the school, or Dr. C probably, set up a whole bunch of Unix computers in the computer lab. He had a bunch of assignments we had to do on them, or answer a bunch of questions in one assignment, something like that. Anyway, so I was doing this assignment, and I had spent some time in the lab, and then I had to go to cross-country practice or something. And then I totally forgot that I had to finish it, and I was realizing that, the lab is now closed and locked because it's past that time and the building is closed and locked. I always signed up for 8 o'clock classes, so the homework assignment is due next morning at 8. How am I going to finish this assignment? The building opens at 8, and that's when the class starts. I'm not going to be able to finish. And I was thinking, how do I do this? Then I realized that, oh my goodness, I have Unix on my computer because I installed macOS 10 10.2 Jaguar. I don't know how long I had installed it ahead of time. And I was already been using Jaguar because that was the first acceptable macOS 10 operating system that there was on my Graphite Tower G4. Man, it was a nice computer. So I was like, I have Unix on my computer. So then I sat down and completed the rest of the questions on my computer. And there was one command that he asked us to use that did not work on my Mac. And so then I did some research. I was like, why does it not work on my Mac? I did some web searching in Google back then. My goodness, it was harder to use, but I found, I don't know, some reason why that command didn't work on the Mac.
You found it on Stack Overflow.
No, it did not exist back then. I don't remember where I found it. I probably found it in probably somebody's blog, though. I don't doubt that. Anyway, somebody's saying that, oh yeah, this command does not work on macOS 10 because of blah, blah, blah. So I wrote that as the answer to the question. This command did not work on my computer because of this. And because I couldn't do it. So I wrote that as the answer. And I turned that in. I was like, oh, I'm sorry I couldn't answer this. So I understand I'll get marked down for not answering this question at the end. And he goes, you did what? You did this on your Mac? And he was like, that's amazing. It's like, and I was like, okay. And then he was so thrilled that I did the whole assignment on my Mac. He was like, you did this all on your Mac? That's great. And I was like, yeah, but I couldn't do the last question. He's like, that doesn't matter at all. I'm like, okay. So anyway, he was thrilled.
I mean, the fact that you did all of that on your Mac basically showed to him that you were really trying and that you comprehended the things.
There is that. But I think he was a bit more that I could do it all on a Mac, right? Because they're all Windows people there. I was the only one in the computer science department that had a Mac in my dorm room. Computer scientist person using a Mac? Why are you doing that? Everyone's got Windows. I'm like, yeah, well, because it works better. Even in 10.2, it worked better. I mean, it definitely fit with the whole operating systems class that I tried this all on my Mac, but I think he was amazed that it could even be done on a Mac. Most of those commands you couldn't run in Windows, but you can run them in Linux-type environments, and I had a Mac, so I think that's the reason he was impressed. He's followed me every once in a while, so I still get emails from him every once in a while, so that's kind of nice. I mean, I'm positive I was not his best student. I'm pretty sure I was not his best student. But for some reason, I think, running and computer science and then becoming a missionary in Japan, I think he was just taken by me. So he sends me his newsletter, and every once in a while he puts in a personal note. So it's kind of fun. I like Dr. C. He's a nice guy. I like following him. He's had some health issues and persevered through them, which is kind of nice to read about. So been kind of nice getting to know and following Dr. C through the years.
For me, the second teacher I'm going to talk about, the fact that you did now I'm divided between two teachers made me think about a second teacher.
Oh, I thought of a whole bunch more, even in high school. I should have gone with my physics teacher in high school, who is still teaching at my high school now. Man. But anyway, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, no, I mean, because in college, I can think of two teachers who were significant influences, but probably I should talk about Dr. F. Part of the thing is he is a brilliant human being. So he taught at my college, but that wasn't his full job because he taught at my college for one semester a year. Because the rest of the year, he was teaching 2 semesters at Tokyo Christian University. Because prior to the role he was in at that time, he used to be the president of the school of Tokyo Christian.
Okay.
And so he would spend basically half the year at TCU and half the year at my college. I took 2 classes with him. Now, was I a good student for his classes? Absolutely not. I was awful. And I wish I had treated those classes with a whole lot more, shall I say, respect. Could I have been better and could I have gotten more out of those classes? Absolutely. But I took 2 classes with him. The 2 classes, one was medieval philosophy and one was specifically Thomistic, the Thomas Aquinas theology class.
Mm-hmm.
The reason those classes stood out to me is because A, he approached them at a level, he didn't dumb it down for us. He knew that there were going to be things that we talked about in this class that were going to create some cognitive dissonance, that there were some things that people have to hold in tension. And he approached them and said, look, in the breadth of the way that people have approached the answer to this question, there are a variety of answers, and all of them have differing levels of comfort. And so you're going to have to wrestle with it. Mm-hmm. But his teaching style is something I really remembered because both his classes were at the upper level kind of courses. Like, okay, this is basically going to be the final class you take before we send you out into going into seminary or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was 10 of us sitting around a circle table with him at the head of the table, and we would just talk for 3 hours about whatever the subject was. And it's because these were night classes, and so it was once a week for 3 hours solid.
Well, this is how you teach your classes now, Ryan. Except for the 3-hour part.
Yeah, well, basically, if I could get everybody to sit in a big circle and just talk with me for 3 hours, I would do it. But the problem is, I would just talk for 3 hours.
There's a bell, and you would talk, yeah.
Getting the others to join in the conversation is sometimes the trickiest bit.
Yep.
But that being said, when I listened to him and just learned from him, he was one of those people who you realize that even on his worst digression, you were walking away smarter because he just had so much knowledge that even when he went off of the main topic we were talking about that day, you learned so much.
Mm.
And I respect that to no end. I wish I could be that for some people. But I also know that my breadth of knowledge is nowhere near that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And my digressions usually have to do with really bad puns. Oh, well. But that's the thing that always stood out to me. He really did not coddle us, and he really approached some really hard things. And he did it in this really comfortable discussion style class where it was literally us sitting around in a big circle talking about heavy philosophical ideas for 3 hours. I mean, it was an hour and a half, then 15-minute break, and then another hour and a half.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Because
15-minute break, wow.
Well, that way everybody could run, get a cup of coffee or a bathroom break.
Bathroom or... Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was one of those classes that, you know, we started at like 6:30 and we wrapped up at like 9:30 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, we started at 6 and ended up 9:30. Something crazy like that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. That was the other teacher I wanted to bring up. The other one who I was thinking of was Dr. Q. Because it was in this seminary level school, he was basically just the very pastoral teacher. So he was not just teaching you, but he was also teaching you through his actions, like a lot of the ways to approach essentially being a pastor.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, very, very kind, very gentle. Anyway.
Good.
So I snuck in a third one. Haha.
Yeah. I have many, so I think I'll save. We can come up with teachers again.
Well, you can. I'm out of teachers now.
I'm pretty sure you can too.
Oh yeah, I definitely have a few more I can talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Some good and some ill.
Yep.
Let's not talk about the bad teachers.
I guess not.
All right, so Nate, let's talk about the book. As we said earlier, we're going to be talking about Project Hail Mary.
Mm-hmm.
And specifically, we're going to talk about it both in the book, and because it has recently come out, we're going to address certain aspects of the movie as well.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But to give you the elevator pitch of it, a man wakes up on a spacecraft and doesn't really recall who he is, where he is, or what he's doing. And throughout the book, he slowly starts to remember all these things and figure out what it is that he's supposed to do and how in the world he is supposed to save the entire Earth from going into a frozen wasteland. We both read it, but I think we can probably easily say I liked the book.
Yep, I liked the book too.
It's a good book.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
As we mentioned earlier, generally we've enjoyed his stuff in the past, for the most part.
Even if we're slightly critical of it.
I mean, I really enjoyed The Martian, and I really enjoyed Project Hail Mary. And there's another book in between, which I liked.
Yes. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Wasn't great. I mean, it wasn't like life-changing and wasn't fantastic, but it was good.
Mm-hmm. I think there are many good things to like about Project Hail Mary, but I think I kind of want to start at the beginning because most books have to catch you up on what's going on, right? And many books have used amnesia to try to help you with that.
Yeah, I will say that the amnesia trope is... I actually see it more often in games than I see it in books.
Yeah. But I think this book, because it actually succeeds at weaving it into the plot, it's got a lot going for it there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay, he's learning, he's waking up. And then when you get to the part where it's like, wait a minute, this amnesia was actually on purpose? That actually, I think, works well.
You say on purpose. It was more of a side effect of the prolonged forced coma.
No, Strat poisoned him.
Yeah.
To forget.
Oh, I don't remember her saying to forget. I thought she just poisoned him to go into the coma. Am I misremembering that?
Because he refused to go, they laced in some forgetful drug, something, so that when he would wake up...
I misremembered that then.
Yeah, he would buy into it. That he would say, oh, I must have chosen to do this. And then by the time he remembered that he's chosen to do this, he will have been too deep into the science and be like, okay, I've chosen to do this now. Now I've actually chosen to do this.
Yeah.
And his counterparts his crewmates will have bought into that, will have not told him that.
They were specifically not told that he was going in unwillingly either.
Right. I think I forget exactly where that was. That I don't remember.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure they were specifically not told. I think they were told, like, he was being put into a coma early for health reasons.
Health reasons is something, yeah, some wavy hand reason.
Like some anxiety or health or whatever.
So, no, he was actually set up to forget. So I think that's what was great about it, too. It's like, wait a minute, we actually used a plot reason to move ahead. So then if you're asking, why is the ship asking what's his name and can he do math and all that? I mean, I think if Yao and Ilyukna would have survived, I think they would have just been able to answer it and moved on. Like they were awake enough to answer and they would have moved on. Only because he's the only one that got to that point was it difficult for him. They would have just moved through that problem if they had woken up normally because they would have remembered right away.
Well, I mean, you say that, but I also think of being put into a coma for multiple years. You're going to want to make sure that you've maintained your cognitive acuity.
That's true. Mm-hmm. Right. At least you can remember your name. Hopefully you can still remember how to fly the ship, but at least you can remember your name.
You know, it'd be a benefit.
So, I mean, I think while it is a trope, I think that he actually did pretty well. Of course, it led to us learning through the whole book along with the main character. I think the flashbacks were done well and always on point because at least the flashbacks were chronological. Yeah, that is true. So that helped out.
That being said, I will say that also because you're finding out with him, when you do find out that he was forced into this, you feel as betrayed as he does.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep, it was good. While it was a trope, worked well.
Mm-hmm. One of the things that I loved about that beginning too is trying to figure out the layout of this ship, because he remembers nothing about where he is or what he's doing, and he is investigating the various parts of the ship, and it is just seeing him essentially super emaciated due to prolonged coma,
but still strong,
but trying to like climb up a ladder and remember how to like open doors and things like that. I thought that was really cool because you're figuring out the layout of the ship also along with him.
Right. And learning that he's got 1.5G and why that's weird and, you know, what's going on there. Like all those experiments too, teaching us a lot about what's going on.
Yeah. I personally loved all of the little experiments he set up along the way to figure out what was happening and what the ship was doing, because I love the science.
I think there were, again, three good, besides the intro, I think that was done well, but I think there's three big things that are pulling this book together. In ascending order of importance, I put them. The action, the way the book moves and moves and moves.
So essentially the plot.
Yes, it's continuing and increasing in intensity, and it's intense at certain spots and down. Like, it's a good just story, right? Plot story, I guess. Mm-hmm. The science, in parentheses, fiction, right? Both the science that's happening in the book that is believable, mm-hmm. and the science fiction of the book that's hard science fiction that's good.
Yeah, the fact that it is hard science fiction where, yes, they have introduced a few things that don't exist in our world, but based on the ways they have described it, everything has operated along with the way physics should work.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And lastly, the heart of the book.
Rocky.
The feelings, the Rocky, the emotion of the book. I think with The Martian, there's only one other guy. So there's some emotion with his crew that wants to come back to save him. And with Artemis, I didn't quite feel that anybody loved anybody else, really.
The father loved her, his daughter.
Oh, that's true. Well, yeah, there's that. But I think with this book, there's definite, like, friendship and just, like, a much better heart to it than the other books had. And that's huge. And that's represented well in the book. It's represented well in the movie.
Yeah. I was just thinking, when you said the heart of the movie, my mind immediately went to, the heart of the movie is Rocky.
Yep. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yep. And to many extents, the book as well. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Sorry, did I say the movie?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, I meant the book. I meant the story. The heart of the story is Rocky.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think it's critical and gut-wrenching. So, good stuff.
What I found really interesting is as they're discovering the different ways in which their societies have worked.
Yep. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Left screwing, things like that.
But also due to the fact that everything is essentially echolocation for Rocky's people.
Mm-hmm.
How does he deal with the fact that we deal with things via sight?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Or there are certain things in Rocky's civilization that are, oh, of course everybody knows this. A child knows how to do this.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But also in our civilization, we understand radiation.
Or time dilation, things like that. Because we've been outside of our atmosphere a little bit more often than Rocky has.
Yeah.
Let's start with Strat. I think she was great in the book because, again, I think they explained, this is what needs to happen to get this done. If the Earth is going to get saved, the person needs unilateral authority on this stuff.
Yeah.
And the book does that well. And I think the movie does that well, too. I was a little bit worried about that because reading through the book, I was like, man, this person has to be strict and straightforward. If anything, I think the movie made her a little bit softer, but I think that was good because she still laid down authority, but I think they did play up a little bit of the slight relationship between Strat and Grace a little bit more in the movie than the book has it. The book has, it's there, a very small amount, I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm not picking it up as much as the movie.
I mean, the subtext is there, but I mean, at the end of the day, they had a relationship in the broad sense of the term, not a relationship as in like a relationship between two people. Sorry. This is the problem of we all use the same word to mean 12 different things.
You're right. And we also knew that this is a suicide mission. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, they're not going to have the best of relationships because this is the end of their lives.
Yeah.
Well, at least the end of Ryland's life.
Well, it's the end of the world as they know it.
Yes, it is. And there's a song about it.
Yes. Thank you, Rem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, very good. I think they did a good job with her.
I actually thought that the movie version of her was well played.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
It was just no nonsense enough without being unlikable.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the fine line that they were trying to walk. Because if they made her more strict, more no nonsense, they would have made her absolutely unlikable.
Too cold. Just too cold. I mean, she has to be cold because of all the decisions that she's making.
Now, that being said, when she makes her final decision, she swings right back into that unlikable zone.
Yeah. When she's sending Grace onto the mission, she's dragging him and putting him on.
When she's doing so against his will.
She's cold, but who else?
Also, let's cycle back to My Hill to Die On episode 1.
Yeah, waking somebody up against their will.
Waking somebody up against their will is essentially murder.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
In this case, putting somebody on a ship where they are going to have no option to get back home is murder. Yes, he is saving the world, but it is still killing him.
Everyone should watch Passengers too, though. It was a good movie, but he did kill her.
Still, he did a thing that basically was going to get this woman killed.
And if you get mad at the movie, that's the point. That's part of the point.
Because he did a thing that was very bad. And guess what? She was really angry at him, as she should have been.
Right, exactly. Got angry at the movie too.
Did that turn around at the end?
Yes, it worked out.
Of course, because Hollywood.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're getting off track.
So, yep, Strat was good. All right, Rocky.
Rocky. I liked book version of Rocky better.
I think so too. I mean, it's not terribly different.
No.
I think I like that he woke up quicker in the book.
And I think my big thing is, since I'm not hearing Rocky's voice in the book, instead it's, Rocky communicating and then Grace figuring it out and figuring out what he means by this language. And I'm not hearing that voice. He doesn't come across as much as in the movie. He comes across kind of like an alien version of a Cocker Spaniel.
Yeah.
Just a little too needy and energetic, which I get. He's alone in space.
Right.
Everybody is dead, and his entire society is based on this idea of, you watch people sleep because it's
dangerous to just be alone.
If you are living with the idea that it is dangerous to be alone, that community nature is important to your society. But I think because it was in the movie, the way it was done, it just came across a little too, just a hair too much for me.
I do think that one of the important differences between the book and the movie, the book had Grace understanding Rocky's notes.
Which he did eventually in the movie.
Yes, he does eventually in the movie, but like you're saying, there's no computer speech, which I very much appreciated from the book because I feel like often in alien stories, now again, mostly because they're portrayed on movies, maybe with the exception being Arrival, humans are stupid and can't learn the language of the alien, and the aliens always learn the language of the humans because humans are stupid. But again, I think that's probably more because we're showing this to movie audiences and it needs to be in the language that the movie audiences understand. I liked this and Arrival where the humans are learning the language of the alien and speaking to the aliens in the alien language. A lot of the times, these aliens that we're meeting are super smart, right? A lot of times in books, aliens are super smart, so they are the ones that can learn our language. We can't learn their language. In this case, yes, Rocky's not dumb. He's super smart, but at least Ryland is also super smart.
Yeah.
He's a smart guy. He can learn the language, and he does. And he doesn't speak to Rocky in Iridianese, because he doesn't have the vocal cords for it, but he can speak to him in English, which Rocky understands, and then he understands Rocky's Iridianese back to him. I liked that in the book, and the movie took it away a little bit because, again, audience. I
mean, that being said, it did show that he was smart enough to essentially program a dictionary.
Yeah, that is true.
So, not to say that what he did in the movie wasn't smart. It was. Although I do have other issues with what he did in the movie. As in, like, ripping cords out of the walls.
Yeah. I did write that down, too. And actually, I watched a Hank Green video on the science faux pas. One of the ones that stuck out to him. And it stuck out a little bit to me. It didn't bother me as much as apparently it bothers almost everyone. But when he stuck the test tubes in the centrifuge in the movie...
Oh, yeah, it was an imbalanced centrifuge.
Yeah, he put them both on one side. And it's like, wait a minute, you wouldn't do that? That would really ruin things. It won't spin smoothly.
Yeah, because it was imbalanced.
So, yeah, that and the ripping things out of the walls, that bothered me. Like, you don't damage. You will take them out of the walls. I get that. You wouldn't damage your spacecraft.
No.
Damaging your spacecraft is just bad news in general. That took me out of the movie a little bit, but...
Yeah, but they had to make it a little bit more action-y.
Yeah, dramatic. He's got setting up this thing so we can talk to Rocky. I think one of the big differences in the movie, too, was the different style of the spaceship. I think the book's spaceship was more reasonable because they're not going to be able to build the hotel that they built in the movie in the amount of time they needed. Was the movie spaceship more spectacular for the viewing audience? Yes.
Hey, I got a patch
I did too, of a fancy spaceship.
of a fancy spaceship. Yep.
I mean,
It says Project Hail Mary right on it.
I'm glad that it was good, but I think that it's too much of a hotel. They wouldn't have built a video room. They were trying to get the person launched as quick as possible. They're going to build the smallest ship they can just to get them off the ground.
Mm-hmm. You would have just enough space for the people to get to their location and then
do the science and be done.
Do the science and then have the cocaine.
Right, exactly. And vodka.
And I believe it was cyanide with the cocaine and vodka.
Yep, I think so.
Yeah.
That's what they would have done. And also one of the things that really bothered me too was in the movie, Rocky rotates his ship at the same rate as Grace's ship is rotating and builds the tunnel with the ships rotating. That would be extremely hard. Not to say that it couldn't happen, but man, would that be hard, because the tunnel would have to be built at exactly the same distance from the center of rotation. And I don't know, like, yeah, maybe you could get that to work, but that would be really hard. So,
and I mean, the solution in the book was just stop the rotation.
Yeah, stop the rotation and we're floating. But again, in the movie, we don't want to spend money on having Ryan Gosling float around the room for a long time. So we're just going to make the ships rotate together. Okay, I mean, sure. I mean, that, yeah, you could, but that would be very hard. Mm-hmm. And not to say that Rocky's not smart enough to do it. Probably he could figure it out, but still. Anyway, small niggles, not the end of the world.
No, and that's the thing. The movie, in general, was good.
Oh, yeah, very good. No, when it comes for sale... Sorry, not when it comes for sale in general. When it comes on sale, because I'm a cheapskate, I will be buying it.
No, it is a movie that I will not hesitate to buy.
Mm-hmm.
But they did change some things to make it more approachable for a movie.
Yes, yeah, approachable for a wider audience.
Yes,
right? Is that what you're looking for?
Yes,
for everyone to understand, for everyone to feel engaged. I had to make these changes.
I mean, there were a couple of things, like when they're dealing with the astrophage, when they're doing that experiment. They wouldn't just use plywood from a Home Depot and duct tape.
Yeah.
There were so many things they could have done. But again, they were like, oh, we're roughing it. Anyway. All in all, though.
Yep.
I thought it was a good story. Had a lot of heart.
The science was great. Following the science experiments. Oh, yes. He is a scientist, and he knows he's definitely a better scientist than me. I mean, of course, there probably could be better scientists in general, but again, because of his knowledge of astrophage and followed things through, he was the best man for this. Like, yeah, there's probably better scientists or biologists for the astrophage part, but he did a good job.
And because he was basically involved since the beginning, he did learn all the things he needed to do, which meant that he was the perfect candidate as the backup when the first two didn't make it.
Died unexpectedly, yeah.
But all in all, I think that it was great. I really liked in the book where every time he wanted to do science, he had to disconnect from Rocky's ship so he could start rotating again.
Right. Which, I mean, is why Rocky built the hab inside of Ryland's ship, is because so that when he disconnected, Rocky could stay inside.
Yeah.
Because the Grace's ship is the ship that has all the science stuff. I mean, I'm sure Rocky's ship did too, but if Grace is going to be doing all the experiments.
Yeah, and I think that's the other thing that they didn't emphasize in the movie was the fact that Grace is a scientist. Rocky is an engineer.
Right. They didn't really say that, did they?
No, they didn't.
Yeah, I mean, that is something I understood. You're right. I'm taking that in with my understanding.
Yeah, Rocky is a great engineer, but he is not a scientist. If they had maybe emphasized that, like their specialties a little bit more, I think it could have been played a little bit better. But I think that the amount of time to explain that nuance... Actually, no, you could just say it in a sentence.
Yeah, they could have just said it somewhere.
In one of his like little voice recording memos, he could have been like, Rocky is an amazing engineer and is doing things that we can't even imagine. But his idea of science leaves a lot to be desired. I mean, if you put it that way, then it shows that they both have their specialties or something like that. I don't know.
At one point, he says he is a great engineer. He can make anything.
Yeah, but they don't talk about his lacks.
Right. And they said it earlier. They say it way later on. Like it probably could have come earlier or something. But yeah.
But again, it's the fact that, like, he's a great engineer. Yes, but it seems that he's also a great scientist. He's knows everything. It basically presents Rocky as I can do all things.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the thing that I really liked about their relationship in the book is the fact that because one's an engineer and one's a scientist, they were able to work together to solve all the problems.
Yep. Agreed.
So what I'm saying is, to solve the world's problems, all we need is one scientist and one engineer.
On a suicide mission. Let's get to the end, perhaps, right? I liked again, with the heart, the whole when Rocky realizing that Grace is not going to even go home, and he's like, wait a minute, I have a spare astrophage. You can have spare astrophage. And then with the realization that he's not going to make it home because he's going to have to go back and save Rocky's people. I think that played out pretty well.
Oh, I think that was excellent. And I think it worked so well because they were planning on it being a suicide mission.
Right.
So he had the Beatles and they sent them away. Which we all know that Ringo's the one who's going to make it. Because they were setting it up that way, it allowed Grace to turn around and save Rocky and his entire planet. And then I did like how it basically concluded with Grace living on Rocky's planet.
Yep. Yep, I think that was good. The ending with him walking on the beach, because it ties into the video room that he had in the fancy schmancy ship, that does tie things together nicer than the book was able to do. But I think the fancy schmancy ship wasn't worth it for that tying scene. But again, it's probably worth it for the audience to understand what's going on. I did like that he ended up on the beach in the ending of the movie so that it could tie in to what he was doing earlier.
But again, I think that having essentially a giant dome that was essentially terraformed to be an Earth for this one guy, again felt a little bit like these aliens are able to do everything.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I mean, again, at least how I read it in the book is it was not a entirely terraformed estate.
I did not get the feeling that it was as big as they were portraying it in the movie. I did feel that it was bigger than he needed because I felt like there was mention that he had to walk to get to places, and it was not small walks, and he had to walk to get to the meeting rooms that were set up. But I did feel like it was a little bit more extravagant in the movie.
Yeah. In the movie version, it felt a little palatial.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, it was for the alien who saved your entire species. So,
right.
You're probably going to not skimp on that.
Yeah, you're going all out. Right. I do agree with that.
If tomorrow a Vulcan came down and brought peace to the entire world, we're going to set him up pretty well, probably.
Maybe that should happen. I wouldn't mind a Vulcan. They're mostly polite until they're rude. Anyway.
Until they have to have a double for you.
So they're using
colorful
metaphors. That's what it is. Yep.
Anyway, we're getting off task again.
Nope. Good book. Good movie. I'm glad I own the book.
Yep.
I'm glad even my kids were interested in reading the book prior to the movie coming out, so we did listen to bits of it. They didn't finish the audiobook before the movie came out, but
we'll have them finish it now.
Right, they could now. But I'm glad they even listened to the bits they had because, again, I think the movie did brush through the beginning parts pretty quickly.
Yes,
which is fine because the action is later and the action is more fun. I get that, but
the science is in the beginning.
I know there's science in the beginning and the fact that he's in different gravity and trying to figure all this out.
Yeah, I will say the figuring out the gravity was the cool science right at the beginning.
The movie moves past it because you got to get to the good stuff, but it is good.
But gravity is the good stuff.
I know.
I mean, I'm attracted to it.
In the book, you spend 2 weeks trying to get the iridium with the right nitrogen percentage, but they take all of 2 minutes in the movie. Oh, well.
I am really surprised you just let that one slide, though.
I didn't appreciate it.
Oh, no, I was talking about the fact that I just said that I'm attracted to gravity.
Oh, I'll let that slide, yeah. I'll let that slide. Yep, so good stuff. Everybody should go read it.
All right, next time, Nate, I think we need to play another game.
Not as boring book stuff.
Wow. No.
These have been good.
These have been good books, but I think it's time for another game.
Yep. Let's break it up a little bit.
Yep. I have an insidious plot for the game that I am going to introduce to you.
You have an evil plan to change the world?
No. Sorry.
No, do you know the Five Iron Frenzy song? My evil plan to change the world? Anyway.
No, I do not. Not offhand.
That's good stuff.
I mean, I'm sure I would recognize it if I heard it, but not offhand. Because I've heard Five Iron Frenzy before.
Yeah, they're good stuff.
But no, I have an evil plot for a interesting game that will be a bit different from our past experiences.
Okay.
Look forward to that, and in the meantime, I need to start gathering up some other players. We hope that you found something nice about this hill that we're willing to die on, and we appreciate all of our listeners coming along on this journey with us. But if you ever thought to yourself, hey, I really like these guys and wish that there was some way I could support them, you can. Visit myhilltodieon.com/members for more details. But what does it mean to be a member? Well, for the low price of $2 a month, you can help support this podcast, and by doing so, you will get access to the members-only podcast, Not My Hill, which is where we discuss things that are probably someone else's hill to die on. We have very strong feelings about them, but as the title says, they're definitely not hills that we'd be willing to die on. In addition to that, though, we will also get you access to the suggestion form, where you can make suggestions for our Listener Hill episodes, where we will watch, read, or climb up a hill that you're willing to die on, and we'll talk all about it. But the conversation doesn't have to end here. The discussion can continue with us through Reddit at the subreddit My Hill to Die On, or by contacting us through email, which is, to no one's surprise, myhilltodieon@gmail.com. And finally, we upload all of our episodes to our YouTube channel, which is also named, say it with me now, folks, My Hill to Die On. But, I also think that it's good because every other time we've had somebody bleeped out, it's always me. Because, I talk like a sailor.
Right, exactly. I cut them all out. Actually, when Keith was angry at the Muppets, I actually cut a lot of anger out. I mean, there's still plenty of anger in the episode. I cut a lot of anger out.
I don't understand. It was the simple fact that Miss Piggy wasn't one of the best Muppets.
Yep. Banana
indeed.